Welcome back, guys. Today I was pleased to see that Manjaro had released their new Fluxbox version, which you can see right here. Now, I have installed it, I'd say about an hour ago, and I installed everything that I normally install, all of the programs and all of the utilities. So I'm going to go through a couple of observations and see what's going on here. So let's take it one at a time. Up in the top right, we have the volume, then we have the system update. I have my Ethernet or network interfaces. It did configure my wireless and Ethernet right out of the box. I've got caffeine, which I usually install, Clip It from my clipboard manager, Redshift, Synapse. Okay, so observation number one on Synapse. I'm not sure why it does that, but it appears we've got a couple of issues. Um, Things open up in the top left corner and then don't want to move. So that is something that needs to be addressed. I don't know why that's happening. If I invoke it with control space, it does the same thing. And I think it has to do with some type of Compiz or Compton-like manager, because as you can see, I've got this shadow around the box, which really shouldn't be there. And I'm not sure why it's opening up in the top left. And it doesn't seem like I can do anything about that. If I right click it, it disappears. If I left click it, it disappears. I'm not really sure how I can get that resolved. So that's issue number one. P sensor is working fine. No problems with that. And so we will get rid of that for a second. Now I've got Kazam running for the video. I've got the date and the time. Now the theming has changed considerably. W bar is no longer along the right, and I believe it's plank at the bottom. Got some pre-configured icons, and I'm not a big fan of the Numix circle theme, but so I'll probably change that. But I do like the plank dock versus W bar. I think that's a big improvement. Now, one of the things I noticed about the menu, if I right click, this here is the original menu, I believe. Let's see. No, this is the one that was updated. So let's see if we can get that back to the original menu, because there was a glitch in the original configuration when it was first released, and there's been an update released on it which seems to have resolved most of the issues, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to restore the original menu because I want to show Oberon what's happening. If I right click the screen, I get the original menu back, which is wonderful. That's where the glitch was, I believe, when it was first released. You could not get the original menu back properly. So there were some menu issues. Now, I've got the original menu back, and over here you can see under configuration I've got wallpaper. Now, what I find odd is if I regenerate the menu to incorporate all of the things that I have installed, wallpaper disappears. It is nowhere to be found that I can see. So let's take a quick look. There's wallpaper, and it's clearly under configuration. If I click it, you can see it's got a means of changing the wallpapers, and we will close that out. So that's the original menu. Now if I select regenerate menu to incorporate all of my additions, and then I right click, I can see all of my additions. However, I have not been able to find wallpaper. So if I go through all of these menus one by one, let's see if we can locate that somewhere. Under System Accessories, I don't see it. Under System, I don't see it. Let's see. If I go to Customize Look and Feel, I don't see wallpaper anywhere. So let's go back and see if we can locate it. So we went down to System, we went into Settings, Customize Look and Feel, nothing there. If I go to Fluxbox menu, under Configure, let's see, Transparency, Toolbar, still don't see anything with. Let's go to System Styles. We have Theming, User Styles, Workspace List, Tools. Don't see anything. Don't see anything there. So as you can see, wallpaper disappears. So if you want to change your wallpaper, you're not able to once you regenerate that menu. You have to go back and restore the original menu in order to gain access to your wallpaper changer, which shouldn't be the case. It should be included in the new regenerated menu. So that I'm sure Oberon and his crew will have no problem fixing. Now, other than that, I haven't been able to try any Conkeys because I can't get Conkey Manager to install, but that's not a fault of Fluxbox. I think there's some kind of server issue because when it tries to install, it's unable to unable to download a file. So I don't think that it has anything to do with this release. So let's take a look at a couple of things. Now I did update. If I go to the Let's see, if I go to Manjaro settings, I did update the kernel manager. It was running 3.18, which isn't installed, but now I'm running 4.11, which was the long-term recommended. So that's where I am now. Now I noticed that the menu has changed from a light to a dark, and I'm not sure how that happened. I don't think I changed anything, but let's take a look at the file manager, and that's still light. So the settings before was light, which is really how my theme is, but now for some reason that has changed. So if I go into Systems, Settings, let's try it again. Now it's back to light. So I don't know what's going on there. Got a little bit of an issue with the theming changing on its own. So Oberon, if you're listening, I'm not sure if I've given you enough information on that, but for some reason it is changing. Let me see if I can make that happen again. Here's the Manjaro settings screen, which is white. And if I go back, saying I don't know if it has anything to do with there being two listings. See the two listings here? One ends up being themed dark, one ends up being themed light. So I am sure that that's just an early glitch or bug, and that can be resolved. Um, and that's to be expected. I mean, no matter what operating system gets released, there are always some issues upon first release. But overall, I'll tell you what, I think that it was it incorporated a lot of positive changes, and when the menu bug was uh, realized, it was resolved very quickly. So now you can regenerate your menu to incorporate your new features and go back easily to the old menu. Um, there are still a few issues, but I'm sure they'll be resolved. Now, let's do a couple things. Let's go into customize look and feel. We'll close out. Now you can see the difference. I've still got the stock theme, but for some reason this settings manager is showing up dark, but only when I click on the second one in the menu. Okay, so let's take a look at changing the theme. Let's go mend to dark, which I like, and we will apply that. And let's go and use the Fienza and apply that. Now that didn't change my icons along the dock, which I believe it should have. So let's try something else. Well, I'm going to pause the video because I'm going to log out and log back in, and let's see if that changes properly. Okay, so bear with me, guys. I'm just going to do a quick pause. Welcome back, guys. So as you can see, I did log out and log back in, and the Fienza icons are now loaded, which looks fine. So I don't have any issues with that. Now I'm going to have to go back in. As you can see, I lost my startup. So I'm going to have to go back in and check out that. But you can see the dark theme is installed across the board. I haven't seen any issues with it. And so, but I am having an issue with a couple of other programs that are opening up in the top left corner and become unmovable. And so I don't know if that's a compositing manager issue or what that is, but I'm sure we'll get that resolved. Overall, it looks good. I still got a little bit more tweaking to do. I've got to go in and fix that startup folder, and I'm sure that I can do that relatively easily. I'll find that, and then we'll work from there. So, guys, it's the new Manjaro Fluxbox. Give it a try if you're into Fluxbox and you like the Fluxbox look, which I happen to like it, and I like the improvements that have been made with the dock. And so it's just a matter of tweaking it to your tastes. The menu issue has been resolved. I think that there is one issue, as I mentioned, with the wallpaper that is no longer available once you regenerate the menu. The only way to change the wallpaper is to go back and put the old menu back. And let's see, if I restore the original menu and then I go over to configuration, appearance, and wallpaper. Let's see, appearance just brings you to the customized look and feel, which is fine, but the wallpaper disappears. It's no Once you regenerate the menu, it's no longer available. So I'm sure that'll be resolved. In the meantime, I am going to change the wallpaper. Let's take a look at what we have. Now, this is the old wallpaper. That's the original from the last version. This is the new version, and there are some that are in between. And this one looks to be interesting. Let's see. Dark wood. That's pretty nice. So I think I'm going to leave that one, and then I will finish my tweaking and my reconfigurating, and I'm sure that these little lingering glitches will be resolved quickly, as is usually the case with Manjaro. So Oberon, a great job. Thank you very much for caring enough to do this. And guys, I will see you soon. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thumb the videos up, and I will see you soon. Take care. Okay, guys, welcome back. I'm just going to put a little addendum onto this recent Fluxbox video just to show another bug, or just to illustrate the bug with the theming. Now, I went back to a white theme, or a light theme. And so if I right click on the menu and I go into settings, customized look and feel, I've got the clear looks theme enabled, and nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, so let me show you what's happening. So as you can see, I fixed the startup file, so I've got all of my programs starting, activated at startup, which is terrific. And I changed the wallpaper, and so let me show you what's happening. If I go to the terminal is opening up in the top left, and I cannot get that to change. Can't get it to move, can't get it to change. So if and it's the dark theme, as you can see. So if I open up a PCman FM root, you can see it's got a dark theme, and I also can't get it on top. So there's no way to minimize the terminal. I can't get this window on top, and for some reason it's the dark theme. So this is a bug with the theming that needs to be resolved. So I'm going to do a little more checking with this, but I think this window up in the top, opening in the top left, has to do with Compton. I'm going to test that out by disabling Compton, and I'll log out and I'll be right back, and we'll see what the results are. So stay with me, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. So I disabled Compton in the startup folder, Fluxbox startup. I disabled Compton, and I no longer have the problem of the windows opening up in the top left being unable to move them. Oh, actually, I lied. So it appears that it has something to do with Kazam, because I just checked it before I enabled Kazam and it worked fine. So let me pause the video, and I'm gonna come back on with a simple screen recorder. Okay, welcome back, guys. So now I'm recording with simple screen recorder versus Kazam, and let's see what happens when I open up the terminal. And it's still opening up in the top left, and I am unable to move it. So that is an issue that needs to be resolved. I'm going to close this. Now, I'm no longer using Compton, but if I'm not recording the screen, if I'm not screencasting, the windows open up in the center. If I am screencasting, the windows open up in the top left and they're not movable. Now the other windows, calculator. Now the weird thing is that if I have gone to a light theme, and if I open up File Manager, it's stuck behind and I cannot move it to the front. If I open File Manager, it's dark theme. It's not in accordance with the light theme that I have. As you can see, if I open, well, hold on one second. We are going to close some windows. Let's see if we can make heads or tails. Calculator is light theme and it opens in the center. Um, let's see. Light theme, no problem. Genumeric. Abbey Word, light theme, movable, no problems. Pale Moon, light theme, no problems. VLC, no problems. I can move it around. Simple screen recorder, light theme. File Manager, light theme. Terminal, dark theme. Cannot move it. And if I open up File Manager from the terminal, it's dark theme and it can't be moved to the front. Compton is disabled. It's taken out of the startup file. So it's not a Compton issue, but there's something definitely going on. So I apologize for the long video. I'm just trying to provide some information to Eberon and the folks at Manjaro so they can hopefully get this resolved. And Eberon, if you're listening, if I can do anything to help you get this debugged, let me know. Now also keep in mind that wallpaper setting is nowhere to be found unless you reinstall the old menu. So that wallpaper setting needs to be moved, and make sure it shows up once you regenerate the menu to reflect your application's reality. So that's it for this video. Hopefully it didn't drag on too long, but I'm just trying to provide some help. So guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Take care.